Right now, Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.
All right, Paul, thanks very much. I hope you enjoyed the coffee. And welcome to the Sports Call, everyone. Bob Pompeani here until 11 o'clock. It's 415-2600. You can also tweet me tonight at KDPomp. We always have a lot to get into. The NBA Finals, Game 2, looks like it's going to be a rout in favor of Golden State. They have too many weapons. LeBron James looks tired a little bit. He's been carrying an awful lot of the burden of trying to get this team to win another championship, 8 consecutive finals. But Steph Curry went off in the fourth quarter with all those three-pointers, some of them from way out. But that's what he does, and it's 122-101. And it'll be 2-0 deficit, Cleveland heading back to Cleveland. Meantime, the Pirates played today, and they lost again. 4-game series have not been good for the Buccos this year. They got swept by both the Phillies and Nationals, 0-8 in those 8 games. And then against San Diego, and this was to me a critical part of the season. They were already 9 games over 500. They had a chance to really pad that even more, and they lost 3 of 4 to the Padres, followed by losing 2 of 3 at home to Cincinnati. And you lose those games at home, it's even more of a sting. So instead of potentially being maybe 11, 12 games over 500, they instead came backwards. And now, all of a sudden, they're 1 game over 500 after losing today and nearly no hit by Michael Wacha. The Pirates are in 4th place by themselves, 6.5 out of first. Milwaukee lost today, but both, of course, St. Louis and Chicago won. So we have a lot to talk about with the Buccos concerning, number one, closing. Rivera was not called upon, or Vasquez, or Felipe, and he's not been good. But then again, you wonder if there's an injury there. The Pirates say no. His body motion, body language says yes, but he's not been effective. Velocity has been down based on what you expect from him, and he's blown 4 saves. That's the most in the majors. Last year, about this time, Tony Watson had blown 5 saves, and it led to his departure eventually. They have that to worry about. They also need more consistency from a lot of different players on their team. Sean Rodriguez has been off to a horrendous start. He's batting nearly 170 or maybe below that, 167. He made a critical error today in the first inning that opened the door on a grand slam for Marcell Ozuna, as Nick Kingham, other than that, pitched pretty well. But the damage was already done, and Michael Wacha, the way he pitched, was not going to be hit. And he wasn't for 8 innings before Colin Moran broke that up. So we'll talk about the Bucks. We'll also talk about the Steelers and OTAs. Tonight on the number 1 Cochran Sports Showdown, excuse me, you should join us. We have a very entertaining show. Tim Benz, Andrew Filipponi, Paul Zeiss. We have a lot of different takes on a lot of different things, including OTAs. How necessary are they? And has the NFL gone soft to the point where it's costing them injured players? We'll also talk about the absences of course, Le'Veon Bell, you know about that, but Antonio Brown and Ben Roethlisberger also have not been there, save 1 day, and that was the opening day of minicamp, or OTAs. They have 4 more coming up this week over on the south side before the team gets a break. We'll talk about that. Also, who's your Stanley Cup Conn Smythe winner right now? And can you take one from a losing team? I can make the argument in the NBA Finals, if LeBron James, you can take him as MVP every single time. He had 51 in Game 1. Now, he has to do that almost every single night. To me, to get an NBA MVP on a losing team, that would be hard to do. But the Conn Smythe in the NHL is a little bit different in that it's the entire body of work of the postseason, all 4 series. And I think Marc-Andre Fleury has put up a pretty good case. Although in Washington, you have Ovechkin, you have Kuznetsov, you have Braden Holtby. They're all playing well. At this point, it looks like Ovechkin would have the clubhouse lead, as they say in golf. And speaking of golf, Memorial, if you watch that tournament, very interesting today. Went to 2 holes of a sudden death. There was a 3-man playoff reduced to a 2-man playoff before Bryson DeChambeau wins with a birdie on the 2nd playoff hole, beating Bianchi. And Tiger Woods was in position. He had the lead, actually, at one point yesterday, but he just can't close it out. He's certainly done better than he has in any of his previous comebacks. Health has a lot to do with that, but he's just not gotten over the hump. And I've said all along that I don't think he'll ever win another PGA Tour event. Mostly I thought his back would never get better, but it has. But now he can't make clutch putts when he needs them. It's great for golf that he's back in and doing things and making it known that he's in that field and competitive all the way to the end. But because he only plays elite fields, I think it's going to be difficult for him to navigate through all this young talent and so many good players. That's why we've had so many first-time winners the last 3 years on the PGA Tour. It's tough to repeat. 412-575-2600, that's the number. Call me on any of these topics or anything else you want to talk about right here on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call, 7 nights a week, right here on Pittsburgh CW. The Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call is brought to you by Ireland Contracting, putting new roofs on Pittsburgh homes for over 25 years. Call Ireland Contracting at 1-800-NEW-ROOF.